What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, the legendary showdown between former 4-division world champion, legendary, iconic superstar boxer Roy Jones Jr. and legendary former undisputed heavyweight world champion Iron Mike Tyson is scheduled to take place November 28th in Los Angeles, California. With that said, Roy Jones Jr. Is doing interviews, and obviously Mike Tyson is doing interviews to promote this upcoming showdown. Now it's pegged as a exhibition bout, and it's there for charity, right? It's being made for charity. But Roy Jones is not under the impression that that's what their intentions are. Roy Jones says all of the rules are slanted for Mike Tyson to be successful. I feel like I'm being set up for Mike Tyson to showcase his talents, to showcase a comeback in preparation, obviously, for Mike Tyson to make noise in the current landscape of the heavyweight division. There's a lot of people that feel like Mike Tyson could compete at the age of 54 years old. He can compete with the upper echelon in the heavyweight division, right? So there's people that believe that he could beat Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua. He could become a world champion. You got guys like legendary former Hall of Fame boxer, multi-division world champion, and rival of Roy Jones, Bernard the Executioner Hopkins. He believes that Mike Tyson could be undisputed again. He could collect all the belts again if given the opportunity, right? So Roy Jones himself even said that Mike Tyson focused, Mike Tyson training and seriously training and preparing for a fight for about 6 months. He could definitely, with his power and his explosiveness, he definitely could become a major player in the heavyweight division today's time. So Roy Jones says that all the rules are slanted for Mike Tyson to be successful. He is the guy that they want to promote. He's the marketable figure that they want. And he says that everything is set up for Mike Tyson to have the success and Mike Tyson to be the one. They want to make sure he's the victor in the fight. And they want to make sure that Mike Tyson looks great doing it, right? With that said, Mike Tyson, stated that, he's getting back in shape. He's mentally healthy. He's physically healthy. And, who knows what's to come of this, right? He says now he's just now competing at, older gentlemen's leagues type of quote unquote, type of situations and scenarios for for charity events. So he says that why guys that's retired and legends in sport can't compete against each other, right? Like a 50 and over boxing league type of situation, type of scenario, right? But he did say there's a possibility. Who knows what could happen? He could possibly enter the ranking system and look to compete against the upper echelon in the heavyweight division. Look to make some noise there, right? Be a world champion again. We saw guys like Big George Foreman come back, but George Foreman was, 40 in his 40s. Mike Tyson is in his 50s. That's a whole different scenario. That's a whole different monster, right? We see Mike Tyson's rival is making his comeback at 57 years of age, and that being in Evander, the real deal Holyfield. He wants to fight Mike Tyson in a real boxing match, right? He wants it to be a serious boxing match. He wants it to be a trilogy match. He said that the last fight with Mike Tyson, we had the infamous ear biting situation. He says that, his ear needs a rematch. He wants a rematch. So he wants to do it again because Mike Tyson obviously was disqualified in that match, in a rematch. And so he says that he wants to do it again. He wants to show the world that he's just better than Mike Tyson. So he says that he didn't agree that Mike Tyson was even fighting the likes of Roy Jones, who only competed at the heavyweight division one time in his career when he dared to be great, move up and fight Andy Ruiz for a title. That's where he became a 4-division world champion. So Evander Holyfield is saying that, he needs to fight a real heavyweight, that in being Mike Tyson. He says that Mike Tyson doesn't look good against Roy Jones Jr. The possibility of their fight being big could go by the wayside because people could say, well, we see what Mike Tyson has and what he still has in the tank, and so it's not worth watching. So Evander Holyfield feel like they should have went straight away into fighting one another. But nonetheless, Roy Jones feels like he's being set up. He feels like he's in a situation where the marketable figure in this situation, in this scenario, is Iron Mike Tyson. Now, Roy Jones, in the later part of his career, started getting knocked out, and Roy Jones, his reflexes faded. He just extremely was not the same guy. Last time we saw Mike Tyson, he was getting knocked out and quit himself. So, but Mike Tyson is a polarizing figure, and for whatever reason, Mike Tyson's fan base, still believes in Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson can be 70 years old. They're going to believe he can compete for a heavyweight world title. So that's just the fan base that Mike Tyson has that follows him. That's just the aura that Mike Tyson has. And he's the marketable one, right? You never know. He's unpredictable. And so a lot of people are interested and curious to see what's next for Mike Tyson, as always, right? Everybody tells you that makes up excuses of why Mike Tyson ever lost any fight in his career was because he wasn't focused, he was past his prime, so on and so forth, right? But with that said, obviously, a lot of people feel like Mike Tyson is the more marketable one, and Roy Jones feels that way. He feels like he's being set up in this situation to look bad and Mike Tyson to look great. So we're going to see how this all plays out November 28th. But drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, or one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.